It is officially time to lock in and do a mid-year reset. We do have quite a few things to do that I have been putting off. Why was that actually so easy?
Hot girls read books. Yeah, we do.
It is time for a closet clean out and to reorganize my dresser. It is officially time for me to lock in because we are at the midpoint of the year. And I feel like this is whenever things start to come up. You look at your goals and you're starting to realize which ones you have a good trajectory on, which ones you might not. I also feel like midway through the year, I'm a little bit more realistic on my goals than I am at the beginning of the year because I get pretty ambitious then. It's just a good time to reevaluate everything, go back over my goals, and those are just some of the things that we're going to be doing in today's mid-year reset. First off though, I am going to be starting by catching up on laundry. When I say I have a large quantity of clean laundry to fold and put away, that's an understatement at this point. I also need to start a new load of laundry. Today is just going to be laundry day. Before we do that though, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of caffeine for some motivation. You guys should know how I work by now. My cup of choice today is one of the Anthropologie Icon glass cups. This one I actually got recently. I think it was only $6 because it was on sale. It's one of the St. Patrick's Day designs and it was so cute. So I'm assuming that's why it was on sale, but that was a steal. I've also got some Star Ice Cubes obviously because why not make it fun? And then the rest of my cherry Diet Coke that I drank earlier. Shout out to my best friend Kristen for putting me on because it's delicious. Oh, that sounds delicious. And it is. All right, let's do some laundry.
We have a little outfit change going on. Hot girls read books. Yeah, we do. And that is because I'm parked outside of the gym getting ready to go in for my first gym session of the week. Don't worry guys though, there's more laundry to do when I get home. I know you guys were really worried about that, but we'll get to that later. I normally go 3 times a week and today is pull day, which is my favorite. So I always love starting off the week with pull day because I feel like it makes me more motivated to go to the gym. So I'm gonna pop in there, get my workout done. I'm gonna try my best to film. I've been getting better at filming in the gym, but specifically pull day is hard because I use the pulleys a lot and there's not as many places to put the camera. So we'll see how that goes, especially because the gym is really busy right now because it's 5 o'clock. So everybody's getting off work and coming now. And then after that, I'm going to go to Kohl's because I have an Amazon return. Tell me why they do Amazon returns at Kohl's. I've been looking for the perfect pair of athletic shorts that not like biker shorts. I love myself a biker short, don't get me wrong, but I want more of a flowy pair. So I bought a few pairs, tried them on, and like how it goes every summer with shorts, they did not work out. So I'm gonna go return those, and then I also need to run to Ulta really quick because I need to buy some more sunscreen and foundation because I am running out of those. So let's pop in, go to the gym, and then I can do all my other errands.
We're gonna be tackling my bathroom today. We don't have a ton to do in here and it's not too meticulous, but we do have quite a few things to do that I have been putting off. First one is I need to figure out this situation right here and probably wipe that down. Probably gonna do the mirrors. I also need to wash my makeup brushes, and then I wanna wipe off these shelves that I have right here. I have 3 on this wall and 1 on this wall too. They just get a little bit dusty, so I wanna go ahead and wipe those off and probably reorganize some things on there too. So not too much to do, and I think that that's it for the bathroom because it's honestly pretty clean otherwise, in my opinion. You're also probably thinking, Katie, did you end up finishing the laundry yesterday? And my answer to that is no, but it was out of my control. I believe the last thing that I had to do was the towels, and they had been sitting in the dryer for a few days because I washed them a few days ago. I feel like a lot of the times whenever I put something in the dryer, I do not think about it until the next time I do laundry. It's just out of sight, out of mind. It basically is done to me until I put it away, of course. And that's what I did with these towels, but we've been having a lot of storms recently and our power's been flickering, and I believe that the day I put the towels in the dryer, the lights flickered. So that means that our power got turned off for a second, and I think that means that the dryer stopped, and I didn't even think about it. So those are in the washer right now. They will be getting dry later. I don't know if I'll do it today, but I'm mentioning it right now because that is gonna push me to put them away in this video because they need to get put away. I also need to put up my hair because I kind of feel like I'm sweating. And then I also have all of the stuff that I folded and put into that basket, which I really want to reorganize my dresser drawers in this video too. It's just been a while. I feel like there's stuff everywhere. Some drawers are honestly way too full, and I need to do a closet clean out anyways, so I feel like that would be perfect to do that while I'm doing everything else. And I figured why cram all that clean stuff into the drawers if I'm just gonna reorganize them anyways, so that'll be later. But anyways, right now I'm gonna tackle the bathroom.
I feel like one big part of a reset also for me is just spending time with myself and doing things that I enjoy and resting and relaxing. So this is just as important in my opinion as doing all of the cleaning. Oh God, I'm back. Sorry, that was quite jarring because the street is actually pretty quiet. So whenever a car actually does drive by, it's like, there's a car. But anyways, I find this part of the reset just as important as the more productive things. I also find this itself productive too, because taking care of your mental health and just doing things you enjoy are really important to keep up with doing too. So I'm gonna pop into my favorite coffee shop and read my current book. I'm reading it for a reading vlog right now, and I'm actually really happy because I feel like this book is single-handedly taking me out of my reading slump.
Good morning, you guys. This morning I've got some raspberry tea. I am about to start my period in a few days, so that's why. This helps so much, and it doesn't really taste that bad. It's not like my favorite tea ever, but I really do like this mug. It's from Hobby Lobby. I got it last fall. It just has a bunch of little flowers on it. I really love it. And then I also have some eye patches on. These are from the Patchology brand, and I know a ton of different brands have come out with ones like this that don't slip and slide and stick to your face a little bit more. I've never tried any of the other brands, but I really do like this brand a lot, and I keep them in the fridge, and they're just so refreshing to put on, and I just love the way that they feel. And I feel like this kind of goes along with what I was talking about yesterday and what I'm going to be talking about right now. We have all heard the idea of romanticizing your life many times, but no matter what extent you're doing it at, you're doing something that is going to bring you joy or make you happy. And that is quite literally the whole idea of romanticizing your life, right? Even yesterday when I went out and I read my book at a coffee shop and got a coffee, and then, well, not a coffee, I got a chai, because you guys know I don't like coffee, but you get the point. And then I went to go get my favorite lunch in town that I don't really have a lot, and then I kept reading and I ended up finishing my book. Like, that was just such a nice little treat, and it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. And I feel like whenever I'm doing those little things that make me feel good and I'm spending that quality time with myself and doing things for myself, it makes me realize how little I actually do it, and it reminds me how important it is, especially because the relationship with yourself is honestly probably the most important relationship that you will have in your life. You're always going to be with yourself. You know, people may come and they may go, but you're always going to be right there. So you always want to be there for yourself and be a friend to yourself. And I feel like I lose sight of that a lot of the time. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize how much more important it was than I initially thought, pouring more into myself. Obviously, other relationships are important as well, but acting as if the relationship with yourself is just as important as your relationship with others, I feel like is equally, if not more important. Obviously, having a good relationship with yourself isn't just about treating yourself here and there, even though like it does feel good, but it's overall about taking care of yourself, your space, your mind, your body. And whenever I do these reset videos, that's what I'm doing, and it always makes me feel so incredibly good afterwards because I just feel back on track. I'm doing something for me, and I feel like that is very important. Anyways, long spiel over, I guess. While we're here, I figured we could do a little bit of a haul. I wanted to show you guys what I got at Ulta the other day, and then I have another package that I ordered that I want to open as well. I only got 3 things. First off, the things that you guys saw me grab. I got my byeee sunscreen and SPF 50. I really love this sunscreen. I feel like it lasted me a pretty good while too. It just goes on super smooth. I like the packaging and it works really well under makeup. And then speaking of makeup, I got a refill of my foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I am in shade Fair Ivory because I am as pale as it goes. And I've been using this foundation since I can honestly remember. I love the way it looks by itself and then also the way it looks mixed with moisturizer. This has just been my tried and true go-to for years. I even used it on my wedding day. I feel like people have been talking about this for years, so no shock that I love that. And then I also got another byeee product. It's their Hydrating Milky Toner. I saw it in the cash wrap section of Ulta, so I got a little mini version. I feel like this would be nice to try because I'm using the Thayer's one right now, but I've heard a lot of people say that that one isn't as good for acne prone skin. The byeee one is really good, and I have very dry, sensitive, acne prone skin, so I figured I'd try this. I haven't had too many troubles with the Thayer's one, but I figure, you know what, if it can help my skin get less acne, why not try it out? So I got a mini, and then I also have 2 little weekend beach trips coming up in the month of July, so I figured I could pack this one, try it out, and see what I think. I did go ahead and order 2 dresses from Abercrombie that I am so excited about. Last summer, I bought this dress for a wedding, and I've been wanting to buy one of these dresses with the puff sleeves for so long. They're just really expensive, but they're really good quality, and I've been thinking about buying one for years, and I bit the bullet last year, and I absolutely loved it. I lived in it all summer. I feel like I wore it every single chance I could get, and I figured since I love it so much and I love the way it fits on me, I feel so confident in it, I'm going to invest in 2 more. I feel like whenever you find something that you're confident in, you might as well just run with it. And because I love these dresses so much, because not only are they cute and you can dress them up or dress them down, but they're also so comfortable. I don't have to wear a bra with them. I could honestly see myself investing in 1 or 2 of these dresses every summer from here on out until they stop selling this style, because I just love it so much. The first one I got is a short version. I don't have a short version, so I figured I'd try it out and see what I think, since I loved the midi version so much, and it just has green and white stripes. It is so cute, even cuter in person, honestly. The neckline that they were doing on these dresses is a little bit different this year. I feel like it's much more cottage core, and you can tie this ribbon in a cute little bow, so I'm very excited for that. And then this next one. One thing that I've started to notice after filming myself for years now is that the color red just really pops on my skin tone. So when I saw this dress, I figured I might as well snag it and see how it looks. This is also that same style, but it is the longer version, the midi version. We've still got the puffy sleeves and then the bow in the front, and I cannot wait to try these on. I feel like they are gonna be so stinking cute. It is time for a closet clean out and to reorganize my dresser. I just feel like I have a lot of things that I don't wear or I don't gravitate towards as much as I maybe used to, that should probably just go to a home where they can be better appreciated. And the problem with my dresser is that a lot of the drawers were either having a little bit too much in them to where they wouldn't really close properly, or they just weren't organized to the point that I wanted them to be. It was really hard to find a lot of things, so that's what we're going to be trying trying to work on today. And as I reorganize these drawers, I'm going to be getting rid of things, and then we're going to go handle my closet. I have already emptied all of these drawers back here besides these top two. This has like bras, underwear, all that junk. We don't need to go through that together. So I already did that off camera. I feel like you really can't see my whole dresser, but now I have 3 more on this side and 3 more on this side to go through and decide what I want to put in them. I definitely want a workout drawer. And originally how I organized that, I kind of just threw everything in the drawer and it did not close half the time. So I need to figure out how that's gonna work. I also want a t-shirt drawer, and I want to do the Marie Kondo method of folding t-shirts. You can see everything whenever you open up the drawer. I used to fold my clothes like this a long time ago, and I feel like it was honestly easier to keep up with probably than I'm remembering. I just probably got lazy and decided not to do it, even though I'm going to be folding the shirts anyways, so who really cares how exactly I'm folding them? And even if it does take maybe a little bit of extra time, if I can see everything and I can fit more stuff in a drawer, I feel like that might be worth it. So I'm going to reteach myself that method of at least folding shirts today. And I think the other thing that I'm thinking about as of right now is if I want to mix Luke and I's clothes together, because I have in the past, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't whenever I reorganize. So we'll just have to see how it goes and how much room, I guess, the drawers end up having once I fill them with the stuff that I have. I think we're gonna start off with my t-shirt drawer. I have one of my very beloved big graphic tees right here, and I normally hang a bunch of these t-shirts up, but I just feel like it's not completely necessary for shirts like this to hang all of them up. So I'm gonna try folding them this time around, and hopefully everything ends up fitting in the drawers. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this folding method. Hey guys. Okay, the first step is to lay it out, which I already did, and then fold it like a third of the way, I guess.
Folding clothes the KonMari way. I've been folding my clothes like this for many years, and you'll see in this tutorial of different items how simple it actually is.
Wait, why was that actually so easy? That was genuinely so much easier than I remember it being, and also I already know that I'm gonna fit so many more clothes in my dresser now because of this. So I'm gonna pop off and do this to a bunch of my t-shirts and then start putting them all in a drawer. Welcome back for the second time in this video to my closet, everybody. I'm really happy with how my dresser turned out, and it led to me taking quite a bit of things out of my closet. I think the biggest thing is I just want to go through every piece and make sure I enjoy it and I like it. Make sure things are arranged in a way that makes sense to my brain. I have all of my dresses and skirts and shorts that I like to have hung up in the back right now. That'll probably stay the same, but some other stuff has gotten out of order. Like my long sleeve shirts were mixing with my short sleeve shirts, and then I had a bunch of tank tops with my t-shirts. It just didn't really make a lot of sense. So I just want to reorganize some things and go from there. I feel like the stuff hanging up will be the easiest part up there. We got a lot of my sweaters and some sweatshirts, and since they're rolled up kind of messily, might I add, I don't really know how I'll be going through all of those or which ones I even want to get rid of as of right now, so that'll be a time. But well, honestly, knowing myself, I should just do the harder thing first, right? Let's get that out of the way. I'm contemplating the best way to do this, and unfortunately it feels like I just need to take everything down, which I don't want to do. Also, the only thing getting me through this right now is that there's a new Love Island episode tonight. What I'm gonna do is as I take each one off, I'm gonna throw it on the ground, and it's either gonna go to the left or the right. The right is going to be keep, and the left is gonna get rid of. So definitely keeping this one. Keep, also a keep, same with this one. Keep, keep, keep. I guess I really do love a lot of these sweaters. I need to figure out a better organization for these, honestly, because I forget where most of them are with the way that they're up here. I might get rid of this one. It's really cute. I just feel like I never wear it, but maybe I should give it one more chance this summer, and then if I don't wear it this summer, I'll get rid of it. Especially since it's an item that's in season. I'm not doing very good at the cleanup part of this. I guess this is a testament though, because I really do like a lot of the clothes that I have. Like all of these are keep too. Now I feel like I shouldn't have even gotten all of these down. This is a sweatshirt that I've had for literally ever. I feel like I wore the crap out of it whenever I got it, but I just don't really wear it as much anymore. It is really, really cute though. And also, unfortunately, the color is like fraying up here, so I feel like
it's kind of time for this one to go. I also just don't gravitate towards it a lot anymore. I have other hoodies down here that I wear a ton more. Moving back on down to my closet, I'm literally just gonna go through this and swipe through everything, and if I find something I don't really wear anymore or like, it's going in the pile to my left. I honestly feel like I do this every once in a while, to where like every season or so, I go through my clothes very lightly and I end up getting rid of a handful of things. So I feel like I never have any crazy closet cleanouts anymore. I used to just do it in the spring, and I honestly enjoy doing it in smaller portions because I feel like it's easier for me to get rid of a few things each time. I am gonna get rid of this. This is a UCLA sweatshirt that I got from H&M a while ago, and it's just not the best quality anymore, even though I do really love it. But this was like a velvet material and it's just kind of being weird. So I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't really wear it, unfortunately, even though I did love it. This just basic black top, I feel like I never wear because I don't love the way that it fits me. I feel like if I'm gonna have a basic, I want it to be the right one. And honestly, that might help me gravitate towards buying one that's actually going to work a lot better for me. Got all of my pajamas, I wanna keep those. This side is majority my summer clothes. So let's see what we got. First of all, there are a lot of things that I need to rearrange here. I think I want to put tank tops in front, actually, since it is summer. So these are organized from casual to dressy, and then I did the same thing with these t-shirts too. It goes into more of my blousey tees. I honestly want to find more blousey tees that I enjoy. I feel like Old Navy has a lot of great ones, but the majority of my wardrobe currently is a lot of sweaters, which unfortunately you can't really wear in the summertime, and just t-shirts like this. I don't have a ton of nicer clothes, at least ones that I feel like are my style now. So that's something that I'm trying to work towards here in the future. Now going to shorts, I'm keeping these, and those are all the shorts. Now we got dresses. A lot of these I will be keeping. I also fold a lot of my dresses to save hangers, so I'll hang some and then fold some over, honestly, because a lot of them are puffy sleeves and I don't want like the stretchiness of the sleeve to go out. I do kind of think I should get rid of this black and white dress. I just never really wear it, and it didn't even fit me that well, so much so that I have a clothespin in it. So I do love a good staple dress in the summer though, but that unfortunately is not one that I gravitate towards anymore, so it's going. Okay, now we're at the point where we're getting into my nicer dresses, which I'm gonna keep all of these for like weddings and things because I really like all of those. And you know what? This wasn't crazy, but it was nice to reorganize things, make sure I like everything in my closet, and now I'm gonna go fold those towels while I watch Love Island, because I told myself in order to watch tonight, I had to fold the towels, unfortunately. It does feel really good to have that all done though.
So deeply sorry if you can hear my air conditioning, but it is hot as hell outside. What even is the temperature? It is 93. How fun and fresh. Extreme heat warning. Okay. I love always being in a severe weather alert. It is just such a constant in the Midwest at this point. I'm not even surprised. But anyways, I'm parked outside of the gym for my third and final gym session of the week. We're doing push day today. Honestly, leg day and push day kind of go on and off as to which one I dislike the most out of each gym day. But as you guys know, pull day is always my favorite. I feel like push day today, I'm feeling good about it because for some reason, arms sometimes just feels way easier to me than legs. And I think it's because leg workouts, most of the time, feel as if I'm working out my whole body, even though I am just working out my legs. But arm days just feel easier because of that. I don't really know. I know that's probably not logical or true, but that's how Katie sees it. If you know, you know. That was for all my Gleeks out there actually thinking about rewatching that show. Anyways, I'm waiting on Luke because he meets me after work and then we go to the gym together. And he's taking a little bit longer than he normally does. And I was gonna do this later in the video anyways, so why not? Let's just have a little car chat right now. I'm gonna take my seatbelt off. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna talk about all the goals that I made at the beginning of the year, but I feel like one of the biggest ones that I've made a lot of major progress on that I'm very happy with is going to the gym, like you guys saw in this video. I believe I started going eating pretty consistently in February sometime. Before that, I was going to like one workout class a week here and there, and then also doing quite a bit of walking as well. But now that I've gotten back in a routine of strength training, I just feel so good and so strong. Even if I really haven't seen a lot of effects to my physical appearance, I feel like mentally it makes me feel really good. And I also, again, feel stronger. So that is something as well. As we're talking about eating, I do want to talk about binge eating because I have talked about it on my channel before. If you want to skip this little part of the video, I will have the timestamp so you can just go to that part of the video. I think for me, one of my biggest things is I need to have a good breakfast. I need a lot of protein and a lot of fiber. I would rather breakfast be like my largest meal of the day so I can start the day off right and then just go from there, feel how I'm feeling with my meals later in the day, because of the fact that when I don't eat good for breakfast, I just feel like absolute shit the rest of the day. And I don't know why it's taken me so long to figure that out. I'm still not perfect at it sometimes, but I think I have gotten a little bit better at it. I feel like it's taken me a really long time to figure this out, but one of the reasons why I've struggled so much with binge eating in the past is because of the fact that I wasn't eating well enough. I wasn't having meals that were full of nutritious things for me. And I like the food that I like. I have a major sweet tooth. That is all okay. Everything is okay in moderation. And sometimes, you know what? It's okay to have a little bit more than maybe you think you should or you know you're supposed to, because eating is fun. Food is fun. And so I'm still trying to work on that mindset with food, but I feel like it is a really hard thing to wrap my head around as somebody who has just fallen into that pattern time and time again. But I think the biggest thing that has helped me out so much so far this year is just eating bigger meals, more meals, instead of going towards snacks and sweets whenever I'm feeling very hungry and peckish. Peckish? Am I British? I guess I am. Anyways, I feel like this is always just gonna be a journey for me, and I feel like it's something important to talk about because I know so many people struggle with things like this and just with eating in general. And I feel like I myself kind of pushed down my feelings about binge eating for a really long time because of the fact that I didn't think it was a big deal, and I just didn't want to talk about it. And I think things like this do need to be talked about so we can figure out what to do and how to make ourselves feel better. And basically what I'm trying to say is that if you're going through something that you're having a hard time with, it's important to talk about these things and voice these things, whether you talk about it with somebody or journal about it, just because I feel like if it is something that's bothering you or is something that you want to change or something that you have a lot of feelings about, it's just important to get it out. And Luke is actually here now, so we're going to resume this conversation later after the gym.
Left my AirPods in the car.
Not to jump scare you, but hi, kind of a jump scare. I just got out of the shower. I feel so clean. I feel like in the summer, whenever it's a really hot day, it's kind of like gross and muggy out, and obviously I was sweating from the gym. It just feels so good to take a nice shower and just feel so incredibly clean. And tonight, kind of to add to the effect, and just to treat myself a little bit, I'm gonna do one of these Medicube face masks that everybody and their mother has been talking about for honestly quite a while now. It's one of the PDRN Pink Collagen Gel Masks. I'm gonna be so completely honest, I think I've used 1 or 2 of these. I got a pack of 4 a while ago from Ulta, and I don't know how I feel about it. For years now, I have used the Neutrogena Hydrogel Hydrating Face Masks, I think they're called. They're a sheet mask that's like this, and they're phenomenal. I've put so many of my friends onto them. I give them as gifts all the time because I know so many people absolutely love and adore them, and honestly, those are cheaper, and I think they might be better, but also, I don't know if I'm using these right. I know some people I've seen after I used these, the 1 or 2 times that I did out of the package, they put their skincare on under it. I didn't. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. I don't know. I don't know if it's just kind of like whatever you're feeling that day, whatever you want to do. So anyways, my plan for the rest of the evening is to put this on, chill, and watch Love Island, and then edit this video so I can get it up tomorrow, actually, whenever you're watching this. And we'll chat about Love Island later before it comes on. But I figured we could go ahead and talk about goals first, since we didn't get to finish that conversation earlier. One thing that was a huge goal for Luke and I separately, but also together as a couple, was to be tourists in our own town. And I feel feel like we've definitely done that, at least a little bit, definitely more than years prior, but we just wanted to go to new restaurants and places. There have been so many good places we've tried out so far this year off of recommendations or just looking up what's closest to us, because we have so many great places. We live in a campus town, and we also have a pretty good downtown scene near us too, and just a bunch of other towns near us that we don't normally go to that we can try things out at. And obviously it's always fun to travel and try something new, but being able to do it a little bit more affordably in your town is also really great too, and also kind of goes along with romanticizing your life like we were talking about earlier. Another huge one that we talked about earlier in this video was to prioritize self-care a little bit more, and I feel like I've definitely been a little bit better at that. Doing small things I feel like really does help me, especially mentally. I don't know how much I talked about this on my channel, but I am like the night owl. I love staying up late, and that leads me to not having very productive days sometimes because I end up waking up late. And I just feel like for a while there I was never on a schedule that I felt good about, because I felt so unproductive waking up at like 9 or 10 versus 7 or even 8, honestly. And it just felt like something that like I could not physically do. Recently, I have been waking up for the past few weeks actually at like 7:15, and I've been feeling really good about it. But a few nights ago, I just could not fall asleep. I couldn't get comfortable. I honestly don't know what it was, but I could not fall asleep at all. I kept looking at the clock like on the hour, every hour. I would only sleep like a little bit here and there, and it would be like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was in hell, if we're gonna be completely honest. But I was just having a rough time, and I was like, okay, like I guess I'll just have to tough it out tomorrow morning. But then I was like, wait, no, that's kind of stupid, because sleep is also important. So I feel like I'm still trying to figure out my relationship with sleep and waking up early. And just because I didn't wake up early that day doesn't mean I couldn't wake up early the next day. But I just feel like for some reason in my mind, everything is so incredibly black and white a lot of the time, and it can be kind of frustrating for me to work those things out. And I feel like as I've gotten older, it's definitely gotten easier. Just in general with goals and stuff, I feel like it's taken me a while to realize that things just take time. I might have to wait to put on the rest of this actually until I'm done talking, but specifically with the gym, that's something that I've definitely realized, like it's just gonna be a journey. I'm gonna figure out and learn as I go, and I can't just plan everything out and it's gonna be perfect right off the bat. Like I'm gonna be so good at whatever thing or goal I'm trying to achieve, because that's just not realistic. And I'm a big planner. I feel like I'm type A, but I also feel like I have a lot of type B tendencies, but I tend to get in my head about things, and I feel like I'm slowly but surely getting better at that. But sometimes it is still definitely hard to get out of my head and just let myself do the thing, even if I'm not perfect at it, whatever it is. I also, like everybody else, wanted to be off my phone a lot less. I feel like I did a really good job actually of this, and I was trying out different hobbies, like tried out paint by numbers. I was locking on my audiobooks earlier this year, and I was having a great time. I think that actually, funnily enough, in the past month or so, I've been a little bit more connected with my phone, which isn't a bad thing. And it's been kind of like an on and off thing. Like it'll be like a day or two here and there, and then I'll like brick my phone for an entire day, which I do still really love my brick. I'm gonna moisturize my neck while we're here talking too. But I feel like that is honestly okay, because it's also like a balance. And it's not like I'm having a bad relationship with my phone every single day, but I do want to still get better about the habit of just being on my phone so much, because it is just kind of a lot and overwhelming, if we're gonna be honest. I feel like everybody feels that way now. And I think it's so funny because our generation grew up with the internet, but we didn't grow up with social media that was like this, like at the touch of our hands, instant dopamine hit. And I feel like we're just starting to realize how bad it actually is. And I think it's really cool that we're going backwards in a good way with this and wanting to live life more fully and be off our phones and have things that bring us joy. I think that is honestly something really cool that our generation and other generations too are doing right now. As for goals for the rest of the year, I feel like a lot of mine are the same. I think the biggest one is probably just mindset wise. I just want to keep trying to be as positive as possible. I feel like there's obviously a lot of stuff going on in our world and a lot of stuff that I can't control, and I feel like I have a really hard time with that mentally a lot of the times, but all I can do is try my best. And at the end of the day, that's all any of us can do. I feel like I look psychotic, and it's kind of getting hard to talk with this fully on now. So I'm gonna take a brief pause. We're gonna wait for this to set a little bit more, and then we're gonna chat all things Love Island. Can you even tell that I still have this mask on? I do. I don't know if you can tell easier now, but I guess it's clear now. Maybe I should take it off. Oh my gosh, that feels crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my skin is just too dry, but I still feel the same about those masks for some odd reason. I feel like my skin just sucks up all the moisture super quick, and now my skin feels a little bit dry. I'm gonna have to do some more moisturizer on top. But anyways, Love Island chat. If you are not watching or you're not caught up to the episode that I just watched, which was episode 24, the first night of movie night, this is the end of the video for you. Love you all so much. See you in my next video. If you are caught up, however, let's chat, because I have so many thoughts. It's been a few weeks since I've updated you guys on my thoughts, and obviously, as you know, as watchers of the show, so much happens because it is a real-time TV show, but I feel like that's what makes it so good. And honestly, something that I've really been noticing this season especially is that Casa really makes or breaks a season. Obviously, you have the first 3 weeks where you're chilling, you're getting to know the Islanders and the bombshells that come and go, and those 3 weeks are still really important because you need that core knowledge and connection with the Islanders to get to know them for all the things that happened in Casa and further on to make a bigger impact and to be a bigger deal. And I feel like the week before Casa, honestly, I was kind of getting bored, and then Casa happened, and I feel like it's really helped this season. It's made me realize the couples that I really liked, the Islanders that I really liked, the friendships that I liked, and also things that I really didn't like. I feel like we've seen a lot of true colors coming out. Honestly, almost all the men in Casa, like, it was a vile, almost evil thing to watch. Specifically, Casey and Corbin and Sincere, their actions, but Casey's words towards Anaya, watching him get blasted on movie night and having to have Anaya and all the other girls watch that and them all realize who he really is, but also watching himself watch that, and then him and Corbin and Sincere still standing 10 toes down basically on his actions. Like, it's crazy that the men are still trying to defend him. And same thing with Sincere, because we only got to see a little part of that tonight because it's going to be in 2 parts now, movie night is. My heart honestly just breaks for Melanie. It breaks for Anaya, even though she does have Carl. I love Carl. He's an icon. He's a king, and they're going to be perfect together. But I do feel bad for Anaya that she has to keep on having all of this brought up again and again, and obviously that's a part of the show, and this is a part that she didn't know about. We as the viewer did, so it's a little bit different, and I'm sure it's even harder for her to realize these things were happening because she didn't even know about those things, and yet she was so disrespected by Casey. But I'm just so tired of this group of men. Whenever she had her video package with Carl and just her experience during Casa, they were like, "Oh, what do you mean? You're having a great time with Carl, you can do whatever you want." And it's like, yeah, but she wasn't putting down Casey and saying these awful things about Casey while she was doing it. She was just, like, playing the game of Love Island. And I feel like the men don't get that. I also think Zach is a huge red flag. Him withholding information from Kata was kind of crazy. I feel like where my favorite Islanders stand, though, because we've already talked about the Islanders that I don't really love. Trinity is my girl. Brinity forever. Her and Bryce are so cute. The fact that they're together, boyfriend, girlfriend now. Are you kidding me? Like, not just closed off, going the extra mile. Love that. If they don't win, I would be shocked. It is a 99.9% chance that they win at this point because they're perfect together. I really love Anaya. I really love Kata. They're all so funny together, and I really love Melanie, and I really feel for her. Kenzie is kind of confusing me a little bit. She always is involved in some type of love triangle, and I don't know how I feel about Kenzie. But I really like Bryce, and I really like Carl for the guys too. And I like Caleb too. I just feel like he hasn't really been given a chance. Like, there's not been his perfect match on the show yet, unfortunately. I feel like the only couple that I know for a fact is going to be in the final 4 is Trinity and Bryce, because I know that they're going to stay together. As for the rest of the couples, especially the ones that have been together since day one, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I feel like that does add a little bit of excitement, but I feel like what makes this season good is because you have the crazy drama with Casey and Anaya and Melanie and Sincere and all of that happening. And then you also have the true love story, the rom-com of Trinity and Bryce that is, like, making you believe in Love Island as a show. And I feel like for the show to work, you kind of need both of those elements. And I'm honestly really glad this season is looking up now, because like a week and a half ago, I was considering if I even wanted to continue watching. And I honestly might watch UK's season 2. I don't know when I'll start it, probably after Love Island USA is over, but I don't know why they put it at the same time this year. I feel like that's a lot of Love Island at once. But anyways, that is my Love Island spiel as for now. I do have more thoughts I could share right now, but then this video would be incredibly long, so I'm not going to do that, and I'll have more thoughts to share anyways more towards the end of the season. But I think that is going to be it for today's mid-year reset video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. If you watched until this far in the video, comment down below the ice cream emoji so I know who the real ones are who watched until the very end. And I think that's going to be it for me today. I love you guys so much. Hope you're all having an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video coming up real soon. Bye.
You look great.
I forgot to count. We're gonna say that's 8. I'm so overstimulated right now. What do you think of this angle, guys? Is it good?
Peace.